Hi Andrew, it was great seeing you on Saturday night. Great to get started. Really looking forward to the work that we're going to do together and basically see how low we can get handicap wise, which would be great. Just running you through kind of the old swing, if you like, and what we're going to try and just adjust ever so slightly. I mean, a lot of the good play that you've had so far has actually been more as a result of the talent that you have for the game and your ability to kind of create sequence and speed and everything else and find your way back to the ball from not necessarily a technically perfect position. So let's just have a look here at the top of the backswing. Gets a little bit long, and kind of a flying right elbow would be the golfing speak for the top of the backswing position. So as you can see, you're starting the downswing from not only an open club face but also a very steep shaft angle. Now from this position, obviously you have to find your way back to the plane line first and foremostly, but also you've got to shallow out the angle of attack, because if you do maintain any kind of forward shaft lean, the divot is going to be incredibly deep and the ball just won't get off the ground essentially. So if we have a watch at how you do this into impact, there are a couple of ways that you do it. You make the body very, very passive through the ball, so there's not really much opening up. Looks a little bit similar to the address position, but also if we have a look at the screen on the left hand side, there's a huge amount of flick in the wrist, so you can see the shaft of the club or the club head passing the hands very, very abruptly through impact, as I said, trying to shallow things out but also trying to square the club face. So it's a little bit of there are two bits and pieces going on there. So what we're trying to do, just bring in the new move if you like, what we're trying to do is get the club head much more behind you at the top of the backswing, giving you a little bit of a drill here to try and feel that on the takeaway the club head is much more, almost feels slightly outside the line. Here we go, just have a watch this on the way back, but also with a slightly toed in club face, so feeling as if the club face is a little bit toed and a little bit closed, but keeping the club head more out in front of you so that we can then put it in and behind. You can see up to this point looks absolutely fantastic, so a slightly shorter backswing to begin with would be great, just to get the feeling of the right position. If you were to start the downswing from this position, the club would fall straight away underneath the plane line, and then because you've got shallowness from the plane, from this angle of attack, then of course you can forward lean the shaft and compress the ball, and that forward leaning shaft basically means that as long as you've got the club face in the right place, of course, it means that you're not going to have much in the way of change, and certainly getting rid of that flick will be wonderful in terms of improving the strike and the flight of the ball. So this swing, the swing still went a little bit long, but of course you can see you're nowhere near as steep as you were, and you're actually starting to see the shaft just underneath the plane line. We'd like to exaggerate that a wee bit more as time goes on, because of course the more we can get underneath the plane line, the more we can forward lean the shaft through impact. But that looked like a much better swing. We might also play around at the top of the swing with trying to get the left arm and the hands a little bit lower and more behind you. That could be another way of ensuring that we don't get so much across the line and we shallow out the backswing. But the key feeling from here is if we get it underneath the plane line, then we really need to hit down and through the ball and hold on to that forward leaning shaft with the slightly pre-closed club face. Those are the key points for now, and obviously we can keep nurturing it as we go.